Note: the creator of these videos critically apologizes for procrastinating in making them.
I've got nothing. I have absolutely nothing. I mean, what in the world am I supposed to say? Tribute to Kent Hovind by eddygoombah. Does the title even sound like it's going to try to be a good video? I feel stupefied. I feel absolutely stupefied by this video. It is that bad. I literally got dumber watching this video. I mean, this video that I'm making is a follow-up to the one I made a couple of years ago called Dealing with Eddygoombah's Musical Nonsense, and his music is nonsense. I mean, all he does is name call, make music videos, just say dirty words, just be rude. That's all he ever does. I mean, it's the true barbaric nature of an evolutionist. No manners, no decency, no respect, no rules, no moral. I mean, after the whole time of watching Kent Hovind's videos and getting educated and seeing these things I had never been shown to ever before in a normal classroom or whatever, I was so grateful to be introduced to this vital, important information that's usually never introduced to in liberal biased classrooms of pro-New World Order schools, and having to come across this song, it was just the thing of, I'm sure eddygoombah was just angered by how right Kent Hovind was being, and he could do nothing but just curse, swear, lie, be rude. I mean, that's all he could do. It's an homicidal attack. He's just ignoring the evidence, and he can defeat Kent Hovind by just calling him stupid, idiot, wacko, liar. Well, Kent Hovind always disproves him by using reason, science, evidence, logic, and the Bible. And you said before, well, you say the Bible. What's wrong with the Bible? The Bible always supports evidence, reason, and stuff. I mean, yeah, how many times do I have to repeat myself? I know I'm beating a dead horse with a stick here, but I'm just going to beat it one more time. Most branches of science, observational science that develops our technology, space race, all those things, were developed by Christians, Bible-believing Christians, who perhaps acknowledged and understood that there was a living creator who created them, and that actually motivated them to do good, real science. And evolution has absolutely nothing to do with developing technology. If you gave a bunch of students of evolution books to study for the mission of trying to develop technology, I'm sure for the next 50 years they wouldn't be able to develop a single thing. Evolution has absolutely nothing to do with science whatsoever. Period. It's just like the thing of getting angered with someone who's right. You're just angry with Kent Hovind because he's right. And that's why I have this picture up here called Fact. And this thing down says, and that's when I kicked evolutionism's butt. He's carrying this giant human femur bone. And that's evidence. There's many skeletons that have been found like this, which actually have never been put into the museum establishment because it goes against evolution, which says we're getting bigger and better and stronger and smarter when actually we're getting smaller, weaker, and dumber. We came from giants, not primitives. Just like the thing years ago, when I came across Saul Rosenberg 84's videos, where all he could do was just be silly, rude, curse, be degenerate, be irresponsible, be antisocial, just because of a list I posted on his channel of the facts remain in the different outcomes of different education, creation, morals, rules, meaning of life, evolution, equals all these things like racism, abortion, euthanasia, school violence, etc., Nazism, communism. And he was saying, no, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true, because he refused to see the evidence, and he was just so angry because I was right. Okay, I've researched and researched and researched a lot of these things. And a lot of you Hovinators out there, I've diligently and completely researched every reference and citations in Kent Hovind's slides, all the articles he's presented, and I found absolutely no flaw whatsoever. You say Kent Hovind's not a scientist. Well, I would like you to have you tell me sometime, who decides who's a scientist? If you look it up in the dictionary, a scientist is a person who studies science, and Kent Hovind studies science. I think what you're trying to do, and what many others try to do, is say, if you don't believe in evolution, you're not a scientist. And therefore, all scientists believe in evolution. It doesn't take too long to figure out the flaw in that logic. You think, oh, he's not, oh, he doesn't know science, he doesn't understand science. I'm sorry, that's wishful thinking. Kent Hovind knows science as much as Isaac Newton or Louis Pasteur or Johannes Kepler or James Clerk Maxwell ever did. I mean, those people are real scientists. Those people did not go around cursing, cussing, swearing, being rude to people and say, oh, that's not right, or all right, you better listen to me, and stuff like that. I don't do anything like that to evolutionists, by the way. Of course, with eddygoombah, I would never say to you, oh, I have hair, you don't, and that means I'm right. Ha 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 ha. I never do that. I use reason and logic, proper arguments, as to argue for why God's word is legitimate. And by the way, eddygoombah, you kind of remind me of Cypher from The Matrix, who ended up betraying everyone and ended up being the villain. Absolutely no surprise. Seriously, if you want to change your style like that, you gotta be quick. And another thing, eddygoombah always says this to people who support Kent Hovind: ice canopy. What's wrong with an ice canopy? It's scientifically possible. I mean, if the Earth back then had a stronger magnetic field, and super cold ice is magnetic, it would be able to be suspended above the Earth. Now, Kent Hovind did not say it was ice. It was either water, vapor, or ice. I don't know. Water comes in 3 flavors, he says. He does not say, this is it, you gotta believe me. He says, I just don't know. Anyone with a proper brain could probably find this out for themselves and actually find that it is truthful. And also what I said before in jumbled up words. Oh, what about this and the like? And you were saying, what? Dude, the thing is, I think quite fast. And it's hard to grab all the words that are whizzing around in my head, to grab them out and put them in the proper sentences, alright? What I was talking about, oh, what about this and the like, you guys always talk about, oh, what about the insects in the Bible? Do they have 4 feet? No. Kent Hovind already addressed that the 4 that point backward are considered legs, and the 2 that point forward are considered hands. And about the molten sea that Solomon made, to 30 cubits around and 10 cubits across, when he said there are 2 ways to solve that. Perhaps it was because it had an outer lip sticking out like most cups do today, and it measured 10 cubits from brim to brim of there, and measured 30 cubits around the thinner area of something 10 cubits across and around would be 31.14159. You know, everyone knows the combination of pi. So Kent Hovind has addressed all these supposed Bible contradictions that you keep bringing up. He's already addressed all your preconceived ideas, and that's what I meant by that word. You know, you always like to bring up all these supposed Bible errors when they've already been dealt with. It's over, it's done, there's no evidence of errors or contradictions in the Bible, but they only derive from misunderstandings or trivial quibbles. Alright? If you can't properly post any good argument on YouTube or whatsoever, just take that video down. And the thing is, why I'm wearing this Free Hovind t-shirt is because he was treated unfairly by the corrupt government, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually staged it and set him up. I mean, he was living by the Constitution, biblically, rightfully, and righteously on the list. The list goes on of how well this man was living, and how intelligent he is. I wouldn't be surprised if his IQ was 185, maybe. I just really don't like the way you're doing your work, okay? You say, have you watched any of my videos? I don't need to watch any of your videos. You made your point. You're acting... This is not a video about being rude or attacking you. It's just about getting real. So, that's all I have to say for this video. Peace out. Keep thinking. Jesus bless you. And TDFN, ta-da for now.